When testicles come up in books, I typically remember it. So the fact
I
that I don't is weird.
pre-record that. Don't show anyone that. That's it. That's my brand ruined.
Hi friends and foes, I haven't posted in a second. I'll talk more on that at the end because I'm sure a lot of you are here from Maxwell's video and have no clue or care who I am. So recently I reached out to Max from Maxwell Reads Fantasy and basically got on my hands and knees and begged him to do a video with me, and he graciously accepted for just $10,000. So I took out a loan, took out another loan against that, and made it happen. Then I realized I didn't have a video idea. So I panicked and tried to come up with an idea. And through a very scientific process I have, which is where I take literal shit and throw it at the wall and see what sticks, I came up with finding bad reviews and trying to match the book that that bad review goes to. It was supposed to be matching the 1-star review, but somebody can't follow the dang prompt, so here we are. Good job, Maxwell. There are some stakes here. The loser of this challenge has to read the first Twilight book, but if you want to know who that loser is, you're going to have to do some digital sleuthing of your own and go watch Maxwell's video, tally up the scores, and see who comes out on top. That's about all I have to say for now, so as always, if there's music in the video, I made it, and let's get right into it. First we have The Gunslinger, which has a 4-star review, or 3.9 star average review, and The Last Wish, which has an average of 4.14. These are both going to be 1 stars. These are all going to be 1 stars.
There was somewhere I couldn't find 1 stars, so it's going to be like between 1 and 3.
All good. Mine are 1 stars, because I followed the prompt.
You're a better 1-star finder than I am, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, on some of them, I found 2 reviews, or like ones that were just out there, and I was like, this looks fun. This has no bearing on what the book is whatsoever, but this looks fun. So book 1, in my opinion, this book is largely terrible. For every 10 pages that I loved, I slogged through 50 pages that I didn't. I found characters to be unlikable and the sexism palpable, more so than other fantasy I have read.
Okay.
And book 2. I really did not enjoy this. Reading this book was like having a one-sided conversation with a relative who just won't shut up about something. They waffle on, they go on tangents, and you really want to get up and get a drink, make dinner, do some laundry, anything except continue to listen to the madness-inducing dribble that they keep spouting. But for the sake of manners and propriety, you have to endure the endless tirade, even though you'd rather stab yourself in the face than have to listen to one more sentence. The prose was trying way too hard. I've described some novels as purple before, but fuck, this one was the darkest shade of purple yet, and not in a good way at all. What do you think is The Gunslinger? What do you think is The Last Wish?
This is tricky, because I have never read Gunslinger, and it's on my to-read list, and this is what happens when you don't read things, because I am aware that a lot of people think The Witcher is sexist, so I'm definitely drawn towards that as a possibility. Would the prose be really purple in The Gunslinger? Do you know what? I think it is. I'm gonna say I've never read The Gunslinger, so I don't know how purple the prose is, because both of these could be The Last Wish, which is the point of the game, I'm aware. Yeah, they also slogged through the book. I don't know if you've tried to trick me though. This is the thing. For all I know, you know that I know that The Witcher is always regarded as sexist, right?
Some reviews were picked based on playing the opposite, like, oh, this book is thought about this way, so I'll find a review.
That sounds like a really nice hint, right? That sounds like a really nice hint, because now I'm thinking, hang on, I've got it right, and he's pushing me away. He's trying to. I think I'm going to go with my original plan. I'm going to say that, in my opinion, this book is largely terrible. Is in fact The Last Wish, and the other one is The Gunslinger.
Book 1 is The Last Wish. You are correct. This book is largely terrible, which makes book 2 The Gunslinger.
Okay, I got one.
Endure the tirade, even though you'd rather stab yourself in the face.
Brilliant. At least I'm saved. This is one step closer to saving myself from the many hours that is Twilight. So here we have The Shining or Pet Cemetery, which I'm aware is from the same author, but again, I'm going to remind you, it was you that chose this, and you're the Stephen King fan, so really you should be able to do this. Book 1, right? I thought this book, and these are both 1 stars, I thought this book was supposed to be scary. I didn't finish it, not because it was horrifying, but because I just got bored and had no sympathy for the adult characters. Quite frankly, the sooner something killed them off, the better. Maybe I just didn't read far enough into the book. And book 2 is, well, this book sucks. All the real action is in the last dozen of chapters, and it's not even that scary. But what is scary is how you're going to decide which one's which, because not even I would know at this point.
I think The Shining has more action throughout, but no, actually, no. Pet Cemetery, I think, has more non-adult characters. But I think when they say they don't care about the adult characters, they're saying they just care about Jack. So I'm gonna go with yeah. First is The Shining, second is Pet Cemetery.
So book 1 is The Shining, book 2 is Pet Cemetery. Well done.
There we go.
Dang, that was well played. Well played. You know,
I'm impressed with myself, honestly.
Honestly, I was very impressive. I think that might be one of the hardest.
You are going to be telling me which of these reviews is from The Way of Kings and which of these reviews is of The Eye of the World.
And I've read both of these, so this is good.
Book 1. I originally rated this 3 stars because I read a few recommendations from friends and felt bad, but I hated it so much that I shudder every time I think about picking up the next book, so... Okay. And book 2. If you have to read author, which you shouldn't do, but if you have to because your dad gave it to you and he's your dad, I recommend you do so while a little bit drunk. It makes this book a lot more fun. For example, when passages like this occur, she stared eastward, her expression horrified, eyes wide and sorrowful. It was the face of a child watching a brutal murder that stole her innocence. Well, I'd rather be a bit drunk while reading that. I didn't read the end because I tried to look at the camera and I messed it up, but you read it.
I read it.
What do you think is what?
Oh, okay. This is interesting. So that passage sounds like neither of them. So I don't know if that's not a quote. Is that actually a quote from one of the books, or is that a different book altogether? You can't tell me that. You could in the last one when you were trying to throw me off, but you can't this time.
Yeah, I can't when it's going to help you. Come on.
I see how it is. But okay. So the thing that's drawing towards the order, right, is that your dad's probably not going to tell you to read Brandon Sanderson. I think your dad should, and I think going forward, all dads will eventually say, read Brandon Sanderson. And also the idea of picking up the next book. To me, if you were so daunted by Way of Kings, the idea of picking up Rhythm of War would be... It's not Rhythm of War, is it? Words of Radiant. I'm meant to be... That's it. That's my brand ruined. I'm meant to be a Brandon Sanderson fan, and it's all gone down the pan. That was a bit of free poetry for the Tank Read Book channel.
You're a poet and you...
So I'm going to say that book 1 is Way of Kings and book 2 is Eye of the World.
Final answer? Locked in?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I said I went with some where you would think it's this book and it's the other.
Oh, that's... Oh.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, he's definitely going to think that's
good dad.
Jordan.
That's a good dad. The
so
dad
yeah, book 1 is...
Right, you know?
I originally rated this 3 stars, and if you have to read The Way of Kings, which you shouldn't, I'd much rather read that while slightly drunk.
Wow. Can't believe that.
All right. Round 2, you're up.
Round 2, I am up. I feel like you've possibly had your hardest one, though, now.
It might be Brandon Sanderson, but it's either King or Sanderson that I've read the most from. I have the most to go off of there.
Well, yeah, you'd think, but I reckon the other ones are quite easy in some ways. Okay,
I'm liking my odds.
Maybe not, I don't know, we'll find out. Okay, it's either Empire of Empire or The Name of the Wind. Book 1, which are both 1-star reviews, actually. I've nailed the brief so far. This author did minimal research into the culture before writing this book, and it is painfully obvious. Book number 2, terrible pacing, overextended and overblown plot, passable prose, deficient characterization, poor addition and structure, mediocre world building with deficient structuring, irritating romance, and a protagonist that reads like a juvenile exercise in self-indulgence. Need I add more? So it's clear why I didn't enjoy this. Honestly, the most purple prose of a review I've ever read.
I mean, look at the books that they're reviewing. Like, it's gonna be purple prose. Before you were even done reading the first review, I had my answers picked out. Because the first one with the culture things, I'm blanking on exactly what it was right now, but I remember hearing criticisms of J. Kristoff and Empire of the Vampire, and I think it was like some of the names just didn't match. That there were names from different cultures all put together that didn't match or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. In the other review, the juvenile exercise and self-indulgence does sound like Gabe. I haven't read Name of the Wind, but I have heard criticism of Name of the Wind that Kavoth is that way. I'm going to stick with my gut and go terrible pacing, overextended is Name of the Wind, and minimal research is Empire of the Vampire.
You would think that, wouldn't you, just reading it? Especially the mention of the culture thing really would make you think that, yeah, you were right. Of course you were right.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
was trying to play it like you were.
And you couldn't even get me on that. All
What?
right. I like this.
This is...
You're reading
Oh.
Twilight.
Ah, no.
All right, so book one this round is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree with an average rating of 4.07. And book two is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien with an average rating of 4.29. And we'll be looking at some one-star reviews. First review is In certain crowds, my rating in the words I'm about to write, well, type, would probably get me shot. But this is still one of the most boring books I've ever read. This author's writing seems so dry and impersonal, though I can't deny he had a lot of fascinating ideas. And this was not the story for me. I found myself quite bored throughout and didn't see why this was so popular. The plot was boring, the characters I couldn't connect to, and the world was very blah for a fantasy.
There's a bit of pressure now. I was really excited to get started at the start of this. Now I'm starting to feel I really got to think this through. I've read The Hobbit, and I don't know if it's dry and impersonal. I know this isn't my opinion, but I've read The Hobbit, and I haven't read Legends of Lattes, so... But I know what it's about. But I also think you're playing a game.
That's what this is. This is a game.
It is a game. This is a mind game. And I really do feel like the first one, but then again, in certain crowds, my rating and the words I'm about to write will probably get me shot. No one's that passionate about Legends and Lattes. No one. But I'm going to say that the first one is The Hobbit, and the second one has to be Legends and Lattes, because no one's going to shoot you for not liking... Yeah, come on, I'm going to go for that. I
just wanted to watch you defend your answer for a while.
Yeah, just like here, like, squirming. I'm correct.
Yes. So I thought that, like, I was really hoping that you would think I was trying to trick you, because I knew that, like, you know, nobody's going to be care that much about Legends and Lattes. So I was like, he's going to see that and think The Hobbit, and then he's going to think I'm tricking him. So he's going to... It didn't work. It didn't work.
It didn't work. I just don't think anyone's that passionate about Legends and Lattes, and I think...
And that is it for me for round three. Let's get to...
Okay, we've got to catch you out now. It's not fair. You've been playing too well.
I mean, we're tied. We're tied.
We're tied, are we? You've not gone wrong yet. I've got one wrong.
Yeah, but you've gone 3 rounds, so it's 2-2.
We are moving on to Of Blood and Fire and Shadow of the Gods for this next one. Really hoping you can get this one wrong so we can have a nice little draw at this moment in time. So, this first one is our first 2-star, because I could not find a 1-star, because Shadow of the Gods, or Of Blood and Fire is that good. Is way too many adjectives and similes. Plot is simplistic and boring. I finally gave up about halfway through the story. And the other one is, I tried, it got really weird and repetitive. I think it was the detailed descriptions of troll testicles ended it for me.
See, I thought you gave yourself away when you said, because Shadow of the Gods is this good. Or Blood and Fire.
I don't know.
But the second one, the troll testicles thing, I feel like is more likely, because I've read both of them, I feel like that's more likely to be in Shadow of the Gods. But it could be in both, honestly.
I'll be honest with you, I've read both of them. I don't remember troll testicles appearing in either of them.
When testicles come up in books, I typically remember it. So the fact that I don't is weird.
I guess which author would write about trolls' testicles, I suppose, is what you've got to figure out.
So I think that this is hard, because I feel like Shadow of the Gods feel like it might get more repetitive. But Blood and Fire might get, I don't know, adjectives and similes. I definitely heard that criticism of Blood and Fire. So I'm going to go with what I am. Yeah. Okay, so first review, not so good. The 2-star, that's a Blood and Fire. And the 1-star, I tried it, got really weird. That is Shadow of the Gods. Final answer locked in.
Okay, well, I did nearly give myself away. And I really thought I'd let myself go by doing that, because it was genuinely accidental and not gameplay. But the relief is that I didn't give myself away, because you were right.
Oh, okay.
I accidentally thought, I thought that was Shadow of the Gods. So
Okay,
for this round, you've really absolutely
I have got it.
But of course, the experience doesn't end there because we got to go over to my video to find out if I can actually fare any better than I did in this one. I mean, 3-2's not too bad, but I would like to have got like all three like you did. I think that's something I look up to that. I aspire to be like you.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to go on over and watch Maxwell's video and subscribe to him if you haven't. Also subscribe to me because I just might post again. You never know. Some channel news. I am moving to Japan in 2 months, so that is obviously taking up a lot of my energy right now and really stressing me out, trying to get everything packed and shipped or sold or whatever. But I'm not sure how many videos I'll be able to make in that time because of this, so might not see too many uploads over the next couple months. But this fall, expect some videos in Japan, and later in the year, expect videos elsewhere. You'll see where. You'll have to subscribe to see where. Sorry for the light. My TV's being weird. Yeah. Stay beautiful.